Well, hello, everyone. Yes, we're running a couple of minutes slow, but hey, that's our prerogative. We're discussing in this yakking. So, welcome, everyone. Just want to thank you for stopping in, and this is going to be an exciting hour. We have one of our own. Caz is here. Caz, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Really good.
Good. Yeah, better than 3 o'clock in the morning, huh?
Absolutely. A lot better.
Well, you have the high energy and you look great. So
Oh,
glad to
thank
have
you.
you back, you know?
Glad to be back. I'm glad to be
Well,
back.
good, hon. I got some housekeeping to do real quick. Thank you, all the moderators, and good gracious, how many people are in here? Quite a few. You got over, well, we have over 100 in our little chat room. Excuse me, grew up to 150. Anyway, hello, everyone. I just want to invoke favor upon all of you and, full restoration. And that's not only memory, but that's everything that's ever been taken away from you. That's all the broken relationships. That's all the disappointments. So what we just speak over all of us every day is that full restoration, nothing missing, nothing broken. What do you think of that, Caz?
Absolutely brilliant. I love it. I soak it up.
I'll send you the check in the mail. But real quick update on Patrick. He is recovering, doing well. Looks like he will be back on the Tuesday show talking with the planets. He said that I'll have to let him tell the story, but it's rather funny. He said that I think that he has every remedy for a stomach. So apparently we just overwhelmed him with all good intentions and formulas to help him get better. So I'm happy about that. So things are getting definitely weird. Yesterday's program, we'll talk more about this tomorrow, but as I was telling Caz, every time I do one of these shows, people go off the rail. It's but anyway, a habitual line stepper I am. So Caz, how are you?
I'm really good. I'm really good. Yeah. I've had today off, so
excellent.
yeah.
How is the weather there in your part of the country?
Really cold. It's really frosty at the minute. We had a bit of snow yesterday. Yeah.
Now, has this been a really cold winter?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, not too bad. But it's just gone really cold. Like everything's been frozen all day.
And snow, you said,
huh? Not quite defrosted.
Well, now I know you're over in the UK. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, we heard it was cold over there and it's cold over here. So, yeah, it's just.
And it's boiling in Australia, apparently.
That's what I hear. I hear it's hotter than hell.
It's the hottest it's been, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you, my thought on this, Caz, is that we are right now, we are in the midst of a magnetic pole flip, if not a geographical pole flip. I think the band has been warmed up. I think the conductor is on the podium, and I think they're about to start playing the symphony of all times. What do you think?
I do. I totally agree there.
I do.
Something's going to flip.
So you see a lot of things. You take a lot of pictures in the sky. A lot of us are now doing it. And would you say, in just your observation, that it's getting increasingly more intense?
I would say so, yes. It's really mad you say that, because for the 4 years I've been doing this, now when I do see something crazy, I just take it in my stride and think to myself, oh, that's different. I've not seen this one yet. And I think, but instead of being shocked, like when I first started seeing this stuff and trying to get my head around it, I'm just like, oh, I get my phone out and start filming. Oh, get some of that. Stop the van at work. I think, oh, 5 minutes before I have to deliver this one. Quick, get this capture and all this. And I just constantly looking. There's
and
always something happening.
I always know people who are awake and aware because they're typically looking up in the sky. The rest of the masses, are looking down, typically in their cell phone, and are completely clueless about what's going on.
It's really good for my posture because I'm quite tall, and because I'm constantly looking up, sometimes I get neck ache because I'm looking up like that. My posture's totally realigned itself.
Oh, no, that's just funny.
And now I'm like this. Okay.
Well, now I think I know where the whole gravity thing comes at. These people weren't looking down at you. They were looking up at the sky because they were seeing some weird shit themselves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you do get funny looks because not many people are looking up.
No.
So everyone else is looking down that you look at the floor or at the phone. And then they see you walking with your head stuck up in the air. They probably think, they do think I'm a right weirdo.
Oh yeah. Well, that's. I always like it. I took saw some, the chemtrails going on over the weekend, and my wife and I were out, and so I just get out in the parking lot and start taking pictures, and it's always funny because I can hear people who walk by and they'll say this, "What's he doing? What is he saying?"
I mean, it must look like I'm doing a selfie or something. Walking around. She loves herself. She does.
Yeah, and I never had thought about, but in this day and age, I guess it's not uncommon for people to be doing this because that would be a selfie, right? Never knowing. I don't want to look at myself. I'm looking up at that, whatever that is, and.
Yeah, it wouldn't occur to them that you'd be taking a picture of the sky, you see. It would be of you yourself.
Oh, yeah. And I always try to direct them by saying, doesn't that look odd? Or can you see that? And I've actually had, and this is what an actual story, a couple walked by and they were seeing me taking pictures up at the sky, the halo around the sun. And the young woman said, "Well, could I ask what you're doing?" And I said, "Yeah. Do you see that up there?" I said, that halo that's around the sun. Mm. Both her and I guess it was her husband looked up and said, "We don't see anything." And I'm going, "What?"
What's a halo?
Yeah, I mean, they did not see anything. And so I take my camera and I go back and I show them the picture. And the guy looks up the camera and looks up at the sky and he says, "I don't get it."
They're probably looking for a halo that little angels have above their heads.
Yeah, I'm not rightly sure. I mean, have you ever had any kind of those encounters?
Yes. I do try and drop hints when I'm delivering it to customers at their houses. And I remember saying about, is it me or is this guy got a tinge of pink? And they look at you with this funny face, gone out, and they're like, "What is it?" They say red sky at night, shepherd's delight, don't they? And I say, right, yeah, that's true. Actually, they do. But then, if you ask anybody or talk to anyone about the sky, it's like they've got an instant block.
Yeah.
And they have to change the subject, or they just walk off.
You're one of them.
Yeah. I find my family's a bit like that. They just walk off. So I follow them around the house,
It's really odd. I mean, I still have those that when I show them the chemtrailing, they're still looking at there and they're going, it's a contrail. I said,
it's
really?
A contrail. Yeah.
How often do contrails last 15, 20 minutes?
And some just stay there all day.
Yeah, I mean, it has this wide dispersal pattern, but it is amazing. You know, Franny, I think it's a good question. She says, do you think our ancestors saw the same sky? I would say no. What would you say, Caz?
I would say I don't think so. I
Yeah.
think they would have seen something very different because they wouldn't have had planes doing that, would they? I don't think.
I contend that, you know, even if you look at the
Another-
grand procession, you know, and that's the 426,000 year cycle, the sky changes. I mean, it would change in the grand procession. I think, personally, I don't think that we're in the same region of space that we were in.
No,
That's
it's
just
true. That.
my opinion. I don't know.
I mean, when I look at the moon now, prepared with my memories 20 years ago, it's nothing like it. It behaves nothing like the moon used to. I've always been fascinated with the sky. I've always been obsessed with the stars. And even the stars now, when you watch them, they wiggle. They never used to wiggle. It's like they're on like, and it's like, wow, is that me? It sort of sends you off balance sometimes when you're looking at them, and they just wiggle like it's on a backdrop and it's blowing in the wind sort of thing, and it's just not. It's not quite real.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
By the way, all of you who can get up early in the morning, like about 5:30, check out Venus and Jupiter. They're lining up in the eastern sky. It's pretty cool.
Who knows which star this is, Wayne? There's one that looks like it splits. That's really bright, and it's out now. It'll be in the south.
The south,
and it's quite low. And I watch it, and it really twinkles. It's bright, and occasionally I've thought it was my eyes just going blurry, but it looks like it splits in two, and then it'll
I'll
go
check
back
that
into
out.
one. Yeah. I've noticed it only the past 6 months.
Give me 1 second here, and let me pull down a
Just
program. And I think what you might be seeing, wait a minute, that's not the right program. Give me 1 second here. I want to pull this up and see if I can tell you. Give me 1 second here. So you are on and I'm trying to get your view of the sky right now.
Yeah.
I bet you, give me 1 second. I bet you're seeing 46P. You're seeing Wortman. That's a comet.
Is it? I thought it did just like, that's what I was thinking it was. Because it just splits.
See that? Is that where it is on the horizon for you?
Yeah.
See it?
I mean, it's not that big, but
well, this is because of the program, but
yeah, but it looks like it's 1 minute it's just single, then it goes splits. I kept thinking it was my eyes going blurry.
Well, could be that too.
Maybe my eyes are just cold watering. But then it was only when I could see it coming now. When my dad said that star's splitting in two. So I knew then you want my eyes.
So yeah, you're getting they seem to oscillate. Yeah, Brad, I think you're right. But I think that you are in the part of the sky that you can actually see Whitman. And for me, I can get my telescope out and I get to see it when it's literally almost on top of where I am at. So that would be about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, thinking of which, I was out myself, and when I realized we were going to do this show, I wanted to pull up a couple before I let you have this. So this was our sun. I always find it odd when you catch these little objects here, but give me a second here. here's what they were doing over the weekend. They were playing X marks the spot. This is what we had on Sunday.
That's big. How can you miss that halo? You know, the come and see it.
It literally took up almost a third of the sky. And you can see how it's, you know, they try to say that that's a sundog. I don't buy that, but this shows you just how big it was. So big, Caz, that it was almost, people couldn't see it. It was just, yeah. Do you have this in your part of the world?
Yeah, quite a lot.
Okay.
But they're trying, they've got a new technique I've noticed of hiding halos.
Ah,
yeah,
interesting.
They cover up the halos now.
Okay.
So it's just a cover up of a cover up. Yeah.
Cover up. You know, at some time it's like, how do you hide this? This is, you know, I was talking to my neighbor and he's finally got it. You know, you could see the discoloration of the, you know, neon color clouds. And he came out when I was taking this picture, and you know, he's a very down to earth guy, and he looked up and he said, mucking up the skies again, aren't they? And you know, a year ago that would have been very hard for him. So here you go. You can just see that this is what was on Sunday for us.
Wow, good photos.
Yeah, well, you know, it's what can I say? It's part of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
have you noticed with your lens flare then was purple?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they change colour, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're red. Purple.
Sometimes I've seen them different colors, but it's, to me, it's so difficult now to really try to determine, you know, what it is that we're seeing. I have it's a 12-inch refractor telescope, and so I have it trained on the sun when the sun is out, and many times here in Colorado it is. So I follow it, you know, almost pretty regularly, but I do notice a change between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. And, you know, I see it in my telescope. Now that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So what do you have, by the way? I know you've taken some great pictures. Let's see them. Do you have some?
Would you like to see?
Love to.
Good day. Right, share. See if I can do this.
You can. I know it, because, you know, I'm giving the bus over to you. I'm going to sit back and, you know, have a shot of tea.
Can you see that?
Oh, yes, we can.
Right, good day.
Oh, I love that.
Right, then.
What is that, Jupiter?
No, that's Earth. And around it, this is what I think our sky is. I'm glad I had this up, actually.
Interesting.
You know, our blue sky.
Okay.
And the colours are all totally wrong. You know, the turquoise when it's blue.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years since being a sky watcher, I've noticed like how defined the different tones of blue are. And you've probably seen in some of my videos that my theory is that the blue sky is the side of a planet, and this is a good photo to show what it would look like to Earth. And it basically takes up our whole sky, because I see sometimes through the clouds, I see like land. You know, like when you're on an airplane and you're looking down when you're dead high up, and you can see in the ocean like the outline of the land and islands. That's what I see looking up at the sky. And
it's an interesting perspective. I like that.
I got this photo from one of your shows, actually. I saw it. It was from I think it was about 2 years ago, and I thought, oh, that's exactly what I need as an example of what I'm seeing. So this is my screensaver now.
I love it. It's very visual, Caz. So I like that.
Cool. Right, where am I?
Well, we're between here and there.
Right.
It's defining what there is, right?
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Oh,
Right.
that's good. I like that.
These are from, let's go full screen. Here we go. These are from, hang on a minute. These are from when I first started taking pictures.
Okay.
You see, it's behind the clouds
Mm-hmm.
because the clouds in front here. And I came across these not long ago. I forgot they were there. And I thought, crikey, because these were taken before I knew what I was looking at or what I was looking for, you know.
So what was that epiphany, that aha moment that said there's something here?
It was when I just moved back from Ibiza after living there 10 years. And I came back to England and the sky was, the clouds were the wrong shape. And there was like corners on them, right angles. And the sky changed colour. It was the wrong colour in the middle of the day. And I remember looking out my bedroom window and the pink clouds. And I went straight downstairs to my mum and dad and went, the clouds are pink. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and the clouds are pink. And they were just like, oh, I can't even remember what they said. It was so bizarre. I think my brain just blocked it out. And then the main thing was the sun. I could tell something was happening with the sun. It was behaving really weird. And every time the sun sort of started behaving weird, it'd get covered by a convenient big black cloud that would just come along and stop straight in front of it and stay there. And I could see all this action going on behind it. And that's when I started filming.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was determined to find out because there's nothing on the media at all in the mainstream. And I thought, well, that's really strange, you know. And then I started seeing all these long lines in the sky, which I'd never heard of a chemtrail before then either.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I didn't know anything until I moved back here in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, and here we go. Do you see this? It's behind the tree.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a crazy photo.
Yeah.
Like they've only managed to just hide part of the surface of something, and the holographic sky is cut out on this bit. It looks like.
Do you see the figure over on your left?
So on the left here.
Go up a little bit more.
Here.
A little bit. Now go over to the left. Right there. Do you see him?
Yeah.
He's upside down. You turn your head, and I have a friend and I happen to think
yes.
There are creatures that live in, there's creatures that live in the sky.
I know.
And
I've got some goodies a lot set up on the creatures in the sky.
So very good photo there, my dear. I love it.
I missed that totally. That's brilliant.
Yeah. I saw him I say him as a gender, who knows?
Do you think, Wayne, I know clouds, they've got faces, yeah, and there's lots of them. And do you think clouds have consciousness?
I think it's where the gods move to.
Do you? Yeah.
I do. By the way, that picture you had just prior to, go back on the one you just had. So there is a theory that when you see such an obfuscated line in the sky,
Hmm.
and I've seen this before, this effect. So this tells me that this is an effect all over the world. Um, it's almost like we're getting, the camera is seeing two different phases of reality of a sky, two different
Yeah,
type of skies.
yeah.
Anyway, that's
This
something.
was about 11, no, 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm.
No, maybe a bit earlier, 11 o'clock in the morning. I remember stopping and the sky went, it just looks really strange.
Yeah.
And can you see here something lurking
Hmm.
in the shadows?
And it's so difficult to really be, our eyes, our visual acuity in the spectrum is so limited.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I think
right.
that's why we get thrown off on that.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the colour behind here,
Hmm.
the darkness, and it's like this just came along to, it was just so like, it's just been put there. I mean, when you start looking at these bits here,
You see, I contend that these are artificial clouds.
absolutely.
Do you still have the same effect there in England? I guess you would, I would think you would, because here I have noticed that on certain days, there's always an artificial cloud over the sun
Yeah.
as it goes across, its path. And I just look at that and I just go, that's why always around the sun.
Yeah.
Just this, exactly like what you have right here.
Yeah. It's just placed perfectly in front.
Mm.
And do you know what I think? At certain times of the day, this planet, or one of them, if there is two, I'm not quite sure, but it starts to rise, and the pattern on it, on this planet, it's got like stripes that go horizontally, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hmm.
And if you notice, a lot of they're spraying lines, and what I've come to think is it matches the what the surface of whatever's coming up looks like.
Interesting. I have seen pictures of it. I've photographed many of them myself. This one I find really interesting. If you look at the chemtrailing, and
Yeah,
I often wonder what that truly is. We call it chemtrails, but there's obviously different mixtures in this. Look at that.
yeah, it's and look, it's defined shadow.
Yeah, and you can see to the one to the left, you can
This
see
one,
how they're in different striations at different levels of the atmosphere.
yeah, it is. I couldn't believe it when I started seeing shadows.
I have a friend that works in the aerospace industry, and it is a postulation that many of these that you're showing right here are not chemtrails, but these are signatures of cloaked craft using
Right.
new propulsion systems that it's something I think that may very well. This is a very cool picture. Look at that.
It is, isn't it? Isn't it? It's got the colours.
Yeah.
It's like watercolours.
Matisse would be impressed.
But with the I'll go back to this one, because basically whatever did spray it, to me it looks like it's against something. That's why we've got the shadow. Yeah. So there's a simulator, and when you see the campaigns, a lot of them look like they're going straight to the moon. They're flying dead straight up. Or they look like they're flying around a curve, like around something, but around the bend. And that's what makes me believe that it's the side of a massive planet.
Yeah.
Because it's going straight up against it, which would cause the shadow because the simulator's lower than, and that would make sense for the light, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
And then the ones that look, I call them like the chem planes going around the never-ending bend. It looks like they're going just around the top, the surface of a massive planet. And I know it's really hard to take in, to think that could be possible. But I tell you what, Wayne, I believe anything's possible.
Well, as I keep on wanting to show people, if you just take what ET has taught us, and if you understand the visible light spectrum, how we can be easily deceived because we can't see beyond a certain frequency, a certain spectrum that allows us to see what's up there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Look at the one sailing way up there. Yeah.
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
And look at how dark, look at the different in colour. You've got a white sun.
Do you see the object? If you go to the sun, and if you go down, go down, look right there. Now follow your arrow like you're doing a 90-degree curve.
Here.
You see it? Yeah, you can actually see.
There.
Now keep,
there.
It's huge. It's all across your clouds on the top. Look at
right.
Look at them all the way across. That's huge.
Yeah. Here.
You see it?
Yeah.
So the concentricness of that alone makes me suspicious that, we're getting a bow effect. What's causing the bow?
Exactly.
And
it's not an arrow, is it?
Yeah. I mean, I picked it up.
I get it. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So just something to point out.
Yeah. These are from when they first started spraying. And I remember this day, I think I took about 1,000 photos. I just couldn't believe what was going on. And then they were spraying, and the chemtrails looked like they were actually raining, like it was bizarre. Do you know, like they were falling from the bottom of the chemtrail?
Can you expand this? The picture, yeah. Can you expand it out? If you can.
I don't know if I can. I think this is it.
All right, that's cool, because so if you see your first cloud object move up directly north now move to your left. So notice how you have that object.
Yeah.
And now go down to the one at the 8 o'clock position down where your mount. There you go. Now, do you see the striation behind the object? Look behind it. It's almost like, no, go down the one further. There, that one. Now flow it out. That is interesting because that's showing me that it's encountering shear.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
I see it here.
Yeah, yeah. So imagine now you've actually captured two of them. One where the chemtrail is going freshly through it, and if you move up 5 degrees from the one on top, the chemtrail that you have on the top over here.
Oh, this one.
Now move up. Go up and up. Continue right there. There is an old one that has dispersed. So it goes all the way across your picture.
Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, that one down there at the bottom near the light post, that's very telling because it's actually, it's encountering whatever that is, it's encountering shear.
Yeah, and in the colour as well. I remember there's one either side. It's not in this picture, but it was both sides.
Very interesting. Look at this.
This was what I meant with the lines.
Mm-hmm.
And this is above my old school, just up the road. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, these lines, I think it's the next picture. Here we go. These lines were having black lines underneath them, which I only noticed recently. But when I was looking back through my photos, I thought, I've got some good chemtrail pictures somewhere. And I found these, and there were lines with lines underneath them. Because, you know, like the videos I've shown with the chem plane following the mysterious black line. There's a black line above it. I've got a video, actually. And
very interesting that you have a very odd, interesting cloud over on the right-hand corner. Go right there. Right there. Right there. That one's pretty odd. And then if you go up to the left-hand corner, you can really see the dispersal agent that they're using on here. There you have one that's been up there. Probably has been up there 5-10 minutes. You can actually see how they disperse it. And here's what there's one theory that keeps saying that it's very thin. And it's enough to keep us from seeing what really is up there. That's a good picture, Caz. That's really a great picture.
I'll tell you, there's different chemtrails as well, Wayne. You see this one?
Mm-hmm.
They've got you notice them by the way they look. They sort of look like they're hanging down and they stay solid. They've got this solid look about them.
Mm-hmm.
Not like these ones here that have got like fluffy edges or no edge. These look like they're hanging, and they stay there. They stay there for hours sometimes.
It's
and I think I took some videos with the zoom in binoculars right up close, and they actually look solid, like they're linking something. Yeah,
I've caught some that actually had like the double helix that looked at it.
Yeah,
Look at that. Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, look at this one going up. And then this is what I mean about the lines. Something's coming up, because look how dark it is. And it was, the colour of the sky was bizarre. And like you say, it always ran the same.
Picture. So I saw it in the other picture, right where your mouse is, if you go to the left by about 2 inches, a little bit more, now move directly up.
This one.
That cloud, yeah, see, and if you notice to the right of it, look at the other little sprit off to the right of that.
This bit.
Now go to the right.
Oh, the right, this bit.
Right there, yep.
Yeah.
And if you look right above it, there's your object, right where your lens flare is at. Go straight up. There's your object.
Wow. Yeah. I think the sky's full of objects, Wayne. I think they're cluttered up there.
Yeah.
The ball light must be all squashed in like a.
In Philo's book, the cosmos of life, of everything, he writes that, you know, the sky is filled with more life and objects than what we can imagine. We just can't see them. We're blind.
Yeah, I know. I know they're there. I'll wave at them, I do. Cooey.
I was reading a story on the gods of Eden, and in the narration, one of the ETs crashed at Rendlesham, the base right there in England back in the 80s. And the story goes, the real story is that when the first officer arrived there, the little guy said, "Hey, son of Adama, can you give us a break?" Anyway, so I digress. Here's your object. You know, this is good. Oh, look at the one you can actually see up there in the top. That's cool.
How come I've got 3 lens flares?
You can't do that.
The one right at the top, this one here, look, there's a gap. Goes off up there. And I bet you there's nothing on the end of that, look.
Boy, I wish you could blow that. There you can. Continue to go up a little bit more.
Up.
No, expand it out a little bit more.
Okay.
I want to see your object. Now go to the one to the right. Your
This
upper
one?
right hand corner. No, over other side.
Right.
That one, go up. You see a little flare mark? There you go. See it over there, right there?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I want to see.
I can't see because your head's in the way.
Oh, well. It's right there. Okay.
Let's see. I think that's as full as it'll go.
Okay.
No, it's not. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Let me go up there.
Yeah,
Is it up, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's up and to the right.
I don't think it'll let me go right. I'll have to come in a bit.
Let you go left. There it is. Well, whatever that is, I have never seen a camera give 3 lens flares in the same frame.
Me neither. I'd only noticed this just now. And there ain't no on the end of that. Crazy or what?
Now, and they're not all the same.
They're not, are they? That's green, blue.
And even with the camera, even if this was an anomaly on the back apparatus, so look at that.
Crazy.
That I've never seen that before.
I've not.
Okay, that one's that one I'd put a star on.
How do I get back into? Hang on.
And you can still see that object right up there in the middle. And look at how your cloud is on the V forming into a triangle. We've watched that one. You've got enough of these in frame that we've actually watched that expand. That I don't understand. It's just a weird picture.
I don't either. Crazy. Let me see if I can get out of this. Oh, I know why.
I have these problems myself.
It's gone all funny.
It happens. I think it's when we got
your head's in the way.
Now, if you go all the way down to normal size, now you can go. Now you can advance.
Right. My screen's just gone sideways, that's all. Oh, here we go. Got a bit big still. Let me just escape it. Oh, where's it going? Here we go. Right. That's it. I like to get out of there. Right, let's I want to show you
that's a weird one too.
There's lots of weird things in here. Look how square that is. Yeah, let me find. Yeah, there we go. What I was just saying, they're off to the moon. Look at that.
Yeah.
Crazy. And there's something popping out there. But yeah, these are
very interesting.
There's nothing on the end of there for sure.
Yeah, that's one of I think that's one of I'm telling you, I believe that they have advanced the technology. We're just seeing, I think in some of these cases, just a new propulsion system, but that's a very interesting picture.
Isn't it just? Look at that.
Yeah, I like that.
We've got purple, green, and hexagonal.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and the colours look straight through the centre. There's definitely something here. You know, if I invert it, is that got inverted on you?
No.
Oh, it's just my screen then. No, okay. These were from when I first started taking photos, and this is out my bedroom window.
Yeah, so you see the sun.
Look how small it is.
Same anomaly here. So this is one of the anomalies that it's being captured. I've captured it. I've seen many other people capture it, because if this is our sun, and if you could expand that out, you would see that it defies logic of understanding how we could suddenly have, you know.
Do you want me to go in or out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes one ponder.
It's just crazy. This is when I was trying to get my head around what was happening.
Yeah.
And I actually thought at this point,
We got
saw
problems here because, you know,
yeah,
if you think that the sun is 93 million miles away from us, and
yeah,
how we can, and this is the effect that I was talking about, we get the same effect here between about 10 and 1 o'clock typically. And this is one of the problems. This is why I can't
yeah,
refute the aspect that something isn't right.
yeah. It's not right. I mean, look at this. The sun never just used to light up one cloud, did it?
Mm-hmm.
And then shrink into a little pea, and then next minute it's huge.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And this is what makes me think about, you know, since studying the sky for so long, and this is what makes me think we've got a massive planet as a sky, is when you look at the edges of the clouds, sometimes they're not 100% covering it up. And you see land sticking out, and just bits of rock and stuff. I see like volcanoes and things, you know, and you've got to have a really good eye. I mean, it's hidden so well, but every now and again, and plus they've changed your cameras. My camera's not like it used to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I ended up getting an old phone off the internet, because when I upgraded my phone, the camera, when I zoomed in on my pictures, they just went like they were a cartoon. like they was covered in like a slime. Whereas my old model, I'd zoom right in and everything looked how it should do zoomed in. So they definitely changed the technology on the cameras, so they don't.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't go into detail because it just goes all like bubble-fied. It's crazy.
Well, you know, I think that when, and there you see it, you actually see the sun beginning to emerge out.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I mean, look at that.
It's
And the
quite,
square cloud. Bizarre. And like right angles.
mm-hmm. No, I get it. I can see that. It's
crazy.
very odd. It's like the theory is that there is a firmament above us, and it would be like if we were an ant colony and someone had basically a cleared bale that was on top of us. How would we know the difference between what we're seeing in the bale to what was actually being reflected onto the clear glass?
Yeah.
And so here you go. Here's
bizarre.
the sun. Yeah.
And then look, we've got this square in. I was trying to figure out what that was, because you got the hexagonal sun.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like you get a mirror. Oh, where's it gone? As the cloud went past that square. Bizarre.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
I mean, there's no words for it. And another thing I find, you know, when I'm trying to talk about this topic to anybody, all of a sudden I can't speak properly. Do you get that? Yeah. And I can't think of words or any way of putting it into a sentence to explain it to somebody.
I love this one.
It's been eaten. This cloud's eating it. This has got proper corners on it.
Reminds me of Pumapuka. It's interesting. You see, how would you know the difference of what would be a life form and what wouldn't be one? It's very odd.
Do you know what? I think there's definitely something. A cloud is like a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
A species has made it their job to cover up whatever needs covering up, because they come in all shapes and forms and faces.
They do.
and some just appear from nowhere because they can see you got your camera out, and they come
you
over
got
for photos.
all through this. Daniel was just saying mostly what I'm seeing is chemtrails. Well, there are a lot of them, and they just seem to constantly want to.
Yeah, these are different species. These are different breeder clouds. You've got the black ones that just look weird because they're only cloud in the sky.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they just hang dead low.
They do. I agree.
And they're just sort of spread out. You can see them in the distance on the horizon, like they're just sort of maybe a fleet or something.
Rocker Chick has a video out where, you know, it's clear that she was catching, again, one of these triangle, you know, ships. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a submarine going past.
Yeah, it's very odd. I agree. Very
It's
odd.
like they get it's, you know, they say every cloud has a silver lining. We can see straight through these ones. What's in there? Look,
it is very.
As they go past.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's got like, I don't know. It's a kangaroo. No head. But you can see, I was seeing like the shapes defined inside the cloud. It would have like this one with the white outline.
Yep.
And inside it's got the black, whatever's in it. It's just bizarre. You check that out.
Very, and again, the striations of light on this, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I have some that I know one of our viewers, there's an interesting one. I like that one. That one's.
They're all the wrong size. They shouldn't be this big in here. What's going on? Hang on.
You might want to close out. I'll tell you, if you give me the screen. Yeah. Now, yeah, because we're seeing your browser.
Yeah, I need to
let's see.
Go in there a sec.
Stop the share. Let's see.
Is this normal size? Yeah, that was my first in 2016. This was right. The window, that window I saw in the sky when I popped outside literally 2 minutes to have a quick smoke, and that was going along the horizon.
Very interesting.
Check it. Crazy. And I was just like, quick, get my phone out of my pocket. Yeah. It was just like someone had turned the light on in the window, and it was just moving so slowly along. And I was just like, quick, get some photos. I didn't think to take a video. Oh, but it was bizarre, Wayne. It's got a perfect corners.
That is unusual. And I can't even see where the light is coming from.
No, there wasn't any. It was pitch black.
Very odd.
See anything in the sky, because like the tops of the houses here and the trees. And then this window. And that's when I was thinking to myself, oh, you've got to deal with this, Caz. You're on your own with this here. You can't sort of just, because I didn't have anybody to talk to about it, and I didn't really know how to use YouTube either. I was all new. So trying to find other things similar to what I was seeing. I couldn't find anything similar to what I was seeing.
Well,
no, I wasn't seeing that. No one else was.
I can see that. That is great.
No.
So let's see. Here we go.
The hologram.
Shout out. Well, Jaguar Spirit. I know. Well, Jaguar, thank you. Wow. So wow. I'm overwhelmed on that. That will be going over to Warrior Princess, Jaguar. I'd rather see that going into feeding mouths than anything else. That's how we roll here. Well, Caz, you brought in some great energy, girl. I love it.
Oh, cool.
So, I was curious about the reaction you get around other people. You seem absolutely undaunted by it, and I really admire that.
I'm tough as nails now, but I thought at one point I could go either way because I've got this energy around me as well that is getting stronger. The orbs energy. They're all staring at me at the minute on my blanket. But they're a sound energy, and they smell gorgeous, and the sound.
I have some that come by, and I swear it's the most. It reminds me of. Have you ever smelled an almond tree blossoming?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the smell.
Yeah, lots.
I get.
There was lots in Ibiza.
Yeah, and I know it.
Smell from the divine, the creator or something. Yeah. It's amazing.
It is. I'll be sitting here, and there's another one that has just the most. It
stops you in your tracks.
Yeah, it does.
It stops you,
intoxicating.
And you're like, you can't get enough up your nose. You're like, oh.
And it's not the white stuff.
It does. It puts you in a sort of, I don't know, in a different state of mind.
It does.
And I hear them really loud and clear.
Yeah.
They like sing to me. They sing. I've figured out what it is. And it's when they get excited, when it's just me out filming, especially at night, I can hear the change in their energy, in the sound, and they start like a rhythm, like a pulse, and it's like a change in their energy, and it's like they're singing, like it's a flowing sing. And it's because they've probably got me one-on-one. We're away from anybody. Nobody knows I'm there because it's pitch black, and I've took myself to the middle of nowhere, and I've got my night vision, and it's just me and them, and they're just chucking orbs, throwing them all over me, and they sing to me. It's amazing.
Oh,
it's really loud in my head.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I have a group that love to dance. You know, when and it's so true that I think so often how I tell people how to change your energy around, engage the spirits. They love to dance. They love to laugh. But if you are projecting a constant negative pull down, the spirits I know won't come near that.
No. And I tell you what it's taught me as well, Wayne, and then that is not to judge anything on appearance, on how it looks. Because some of them that, they show themselves through certain surfaces, look like something from, I don't know, things from horror films. So you have to detach that from your mind. You have to forget that. And I've had to say to myself, look, not everyone looks human, not everything looks human, and not everything is solid. I
actually had one said, you're one interesting.
They're just light or frequency.
Hey, us bipedals are not always the most attractive things.
No, but I'll tell you something. Some of them have got only one eye, and I just think to myself, I recognise you. I get to know what they look like.
Hey,
and they do. They've got personalities and everything.
We all just hope that we're gonna look like this on the other side.
There's one I call Bear, not because he's bear, but he's got his features are very bear-like.
I love that.
And he's always in a position where I go, Bear, hello, and he comes through, and it's just his shape. It's got like a human shape, but it's bear. It's hard to describe. More than one thing in there. There's bear and other animals and all sorts.
And are they for the most part friendly?
They're all friendly. They're very friendly.
Yeah.
I've just had to get used to my room is just buzzing, the walls just doing that because the energy is so strong. Everything's moving.
Harness that.
It's very difficult in the beginning because I could go make your choice, Caz. You either go down that line and you're in the nut house, or you learn everything you can about this, what you're experiencing, because there's no book you can go and get out of the library on it. So I've learned myself, and now I can see it without the night vision. I see the orbs in bed before I go to sleep. My whole pillow lights up with the energy. I know they come right close and I'm like, hello. And then I was just like, I've got to go to sleep now. But it gets really strong in my bedroom at night. I think to myself, I wonder what happens when I'm asleep. But then I think,
they're partying. They're like, hey,
party
man,
in my bed.
Party at Caz's house. Come on, man. This is energy.
I've never shared my bed with so many things. Move over.
Oh, we could go down a road on that one. Well, my dear, the hour has come and gone. I'd like to have you back on. I want to get a group on that. Those of us who have actually had encounters with the spirits, the ones that are with you all the time. Let's get a show. Let's get a round table on this, and let's start inviting the spirits. I know the ones here. I invite them all the time. They're around here, so they bring me thoughts. Yeah. And I think let's just do this. Spirit. Let's do this as a community.
Yeah. Do you know everything's like, even trees, leaves, bushes, they've all got faces, you know.
They do.
If you pay attention, they've all got faces and everything's looking at you. If you pay attention, if you're open. And I just think it's amazing.
I say they got personality.
They have got personality.
They do.
It's like the observer being observed constantly.
We're not alone, Caz. We're not alone.
I love it. I don't feel alone at all now.
What's that?
I don't feel alone at all with it now because
yes,
because I've learned to learn about it and understand, and that's what makes a difference, is understanding what it is you're experiencing. Even doesn't matter how crazy it is, you've got to understand it yourself.
I agree.
And get stuck in there and get over that fear thing. I used to be terrified of the dark.
Really?
Petrified.
Yeah, because you were saying you stand out in the dark now. There ain't nothing to fear about it at all.
No, I can't wait for it to get dark. I'm like,
unless you're standing on an anthill, and then that ain't a very good thing. But yeah, well, Caz, let's have you back on. I'd like to get you and a panel together, and I love your energy, and I think that you have another story to tell besides that, which I think that you do with the pictures you take, getting to know the spirits.
It is. It's understanding.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, we didn't know.
Well, folks, I've left Caz's YouTube channel. Caz, do you want to say anything to the folks before we begin to sign off here?
I say, get over to my channel and get stuck in.
I love it.
Plenty of stuff to look at, and it's all quite pretty crazy, mind-blowing. So just work your way through.
All right, folks, let's get over there. If you haven't subscribed to Caz's channel, do. And we're going to have you back on. I know I saw you over on Brian's channel over in Milton, and I thought that was a fabulous hour. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you, dear. Going to get you on as well. So, all right, my love. We will see you again. I always love seeing you when you're in the chat rooms, and keep it up, hon. Keep it up. You're doing the right thing. I love it. You've got such great energy.
Oh, great. So have you.
Oh, well, gracias.
Every night, Wayne.
Oh. Well,
you're my favourite, I must admit.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me. And thank you guys in the chat.
I'll tell you what, it's us who've been blessed by it. I mean, Caz, you got, like I said, I love your energy. It's positive, and we need more of this. That's all I say. Big hug to you, hon. Big hug to you. And everyone, I'll see you tomorrow. And Caz, go over there and subscribe to her channel. And folks, be good to yourself. Much love and favor, Caz.
Yeah, thank you. And to you.
Okay, folks. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. We'll see y'all in a little bit.